The most dangerous type of fat we carry is tucked deep inside our belly, but the good news is you can reverse it in weeks with little to no effort. So today we're going over the exact action plan to reverse visceral fat and fatty liver and see results fast, even without cutting calories, even without losing weight, all backed by the latest science. We'll also look at the worst foods that are holding you back and some foods that are sold as healthy but can actually harm you. And at the end of the video, I want to share a supplement that has some incredible results, cuts liver fat in half without making any other changes. The most deadly diseases of our society, heart disease, diabetes, cancer, are driven to a large extent by fat. But it's not the visible fat right under the skin that we can pinch. It's the hidden fat around our organs like the liver and the pancreas, what we call visceral fat, and especially the fat inside those organs. One important factor revealed by the latest studies to reverse this fat are polyphenols. Polyphenols are natural compounds that fight inflammation and oxidation. A recent randomized control trial showed spectacular results. They put 100 overweight participants on a traditional Mediterranean diet. Healthy fats like olive oil and walnuts, fruits and vegetables, some fish and poultry instead of red meat. A second group ate what they call the green Mediterranean diet. Same as the first one, but supplemented with extra polyphenols. Green tea, 3 to 4 cups a day, and a green shake with 100 grams a day of duckweed, which is an aquatic plant high in polyphenols. This group on the green Mediterranean diet saw twice the reduction in liver fat as the group eating the regular Mediterranean diet without the added extra polyphenols, even though they both ate the same number of calories and lost a similar amount of body weight. At the end of the trial, half of the participants on the green Mediterranean diet had reversed their diagnosis of fatty liver, or NAFLD, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So this is a pretty stunning result. Now, this is a longer trial. It lasted for 18 months, but we know from other studies it's possible to achieve striking results much faster still. For example, another polyphenol, curcumin, can reduce liver fat in only 8 weeks. Curcumin is the active ingredient in turmeric, which is often used in Indian cuisine, and it's best consumed together with pepper to increase its absorption. Other good sources of polyphenols include dark chocolate and cocoa powder. Some spices like cloves are some of the most concentrated sources of polyphenols. And different kinds of berries and nuts like hazelnuts or pecans and artichokes, red onions, and flax seeds. One of the most powerful sources of concentrated polyphenols is matcha tea. Matcha is a powder made from green tea leaves, but unlike regular green tea, in matcha they use the entire leaf. So the concentration of polyphenols is higher. Matcha is particularly high in catechins, which are specific polyphenols that mediate a lot of the benefits of green tea. Okay, the next important nutrient you want to include is protein. Protein helps us feel full, it helps with satiety, it also shuts down fat production in the liver, and it increases fat breakdown. So the net result is a reduction of liver fat. One randomized control trial found that increasing protein intake from 10% of calories to 30% resulted in a 42% drop in liver fat in only 3 weeks. And this was despite a similar amount of weight loss on both diets. So again, it's possible to get these incredibly striking results and get them fast, even without losing additional body weight. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that weight loss doesn't matter. It's incredibly powerful. Losing substantial body weight and excess body fat is one of the most powerful triggers to reduce visceral fat and liver fat. In fact, almost any diet that delivers substantial weight loss results in a reduction of liver fat and visceral fat, even diets that are not healthy long-term. For example, one of the most impressive results in this field comes from the UK, the DIRECT trial, conducted by Roy Taylor's team. They took patients with type 2 diabetes and put them on a drastic weight loss diet. Only 600 calories a day from liquid shakes that replaced most of their food. The participants lost weight rapidly, as you might imagine, with that caloric intake, and 30% of their liver fat melted away in the first week alone. Over the total 8 weeks of the trial, they lost 70% of their liver fat. They also normalized their fasting blood sugar in 1 week. 7 days. Remember, these were diabetic patients. After 7 days, they're no longer diabetic, at least by that metric. So obviously a stunning result. Important to know for people who carry a lot of excess fat mass and have type 2 diabetes. Now, 600 calories a day isn't really a sustainable diet. So we need long-term solutions. And what science has shown is that you can specifically target liver fat and visceral fat, even if you're not cutting calories or losing body weight in general. So even if you look at your scale and it's not budging much, don't get discouraged. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're not losing fat where it really counts. Okay, next important factor is the type of fats that we eat. When it comes to visceral fat and liver fat, people often talk about carbs and types of carbs, and that matters. But it turns out that the types of fats that we eat also play a central role. And many ideas that people have about fat types are just plain wrong. Many studies have shown that healthy fats, such as the ones found in olive oil, avocados, walnuts, fatty fish, help reduce liver fat specifically. A systematic review and meta-analysis found that favoring unsaturated fats, like the ones in olive oil and walnuts, reduced liver fat content. And a randomized controlled trial showed that canola oil, which has a similar composition to olive oil, same ballpark, had the same effect. Substantial reduction in liver fat in only 12 weeks. Now, this effect of healthy fats is stronger when people are overeating, eating too many calories, but we also see it when calories are steady and people are not gaining or losing weight. And the beautiful thing about understanding these principles we're going over is you can apply these to any diet you like. Lower carb, higher carb, vegan or not, keto or not, with or without fasting. They can all work to reduce visceral fat and liver fat, and they've all been shown to work quite powerfully. It's not that any diet works, it's that a variety of dietary compositions can work if you push the right buttons, which is exactly what we're going over. Okay, so now we have the basic building blocks. We can put together our ideal visceral fat and liver fat busting meal, but we also want to make sure we avoid the worst foods: refined processed carbohydrates, commercial baked goods, soda, refined sugars, artificial cereal, cookies, and cakes. The purified, concentrated fructose and other refined sugars in these foods wreak havoc in your liver. Whole fruit, on the other hand, like an apple or a pear or an orange, is fine and actually beneficial because the fiber in fruit slows down the digestion process, and also because fruit contains many other compounds like vitamins and antioxidants and polyphenols, as we've talked about. So fruit is fine and actually beneficial. We also want to watch out for foods very concentrated in saturated fats, large amounts of butter, palm oil, coconut oil, lard, tallow, processed meats like bacon or cold cuts, some processed desserts. Randomized trials have shown that saturated fat leads to liver fat accumulation even more than simple sugars. Now, some foods are sold as healthy out there. They have an aura, but they're actually holding you back. Yogurt. Most commercial brands are very high in added refined sugars. So you want to favor sugar-free yogurts, unsweetened. Same exact logic with most commercial juices and packaged drinks. Don't be fooled by the pictures of beautiful fruit on the package. Check the label. Most of these packaged drinks have a lot of added refined sugars. So ideally, you want to favor water, tea, or coffee. Energy drinks, the exact same logic. Many of those brands have a lot of added sugar. And alcohol, unfortunately, is also bad news for your liver. Okay, so putting all of these pieces together, a great meal, a great lunch or dinner would be lightly grilled salmon. Brings that protein, brings the healthy fats, a side of greens like arugula with some red onion, for example. If you can handle a more exotic salad, you can mix some walnuts, you can mix some berries in there to pack some more polyphenols. Olive oil and lemon is a great default dressing for your salad. And then sparkling water or some unsweetened green tea or matcha to drink. Now, if that's not filling enough for you, You can have a side of a legume, for example, some chickpeas or some lentils, or you can mix those in your salad. Those bring some extra protein and some extra fiber. And for dessert, a piece of fruit or a couple squares of dark chocolate or both. Okay, a couple more ideas for snacks. Unsweetened Greek yogurt. If it's too plain for you, you can add some fruit to it, some berries, for example, or you can add some natural sweetener like stevia or allulose. A boiled egg is another option, contains some protein. It's also a good source of choline, which is another important nutrient for your liver metabolism and liver health. And lastly, I want to talk about a quite impressive supplement. A randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial gave people with fatty liver resistant starch. So resistant starch is a type of carbohydrate that doesn't get broken down in the small intestine. It resists digestion. And it's present in different foods. Whole grains have some, legumes have some. The one they used specifically is called RS2, resistant starch 2, from corn. So this is a powdered supplement. They had the participants mix this in water twice a day before meals and drink it. And they used 40 grams a day total of resistant starch. And after 4 months of this practice, their liver fat was cut in half. The control group got the same number of calories from regular starch. There was no significant change to their liver fat. There was no other intervention, no changes to their diet otherwise, no changes to their exercise. So this is a pretty striking result for just consuming 2 different types of starch. Now, there is a caveat here. This type of starch, this type of supplement that they used, RS2, is not commonly available for sale to the public. I've seen a brand or two that offer this, so I'll link that in the description. I don't sell it. I'm not involved. I don't have a horse in the race. If you're aware of other brands that sell this, please link in the comments for viewers to see as well. What about exercise? Well, one workout has been shown to cut liver fat in half in only 8 weeks. We covered that in this previous video, so check it out, and I'll see you in there.